Hi everybody, this is Boogass Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the brand new Neca Ultimate TMNT 2012 cartoon Donatello figure. So before we take a look at Donatello, let's go ahead and take a look at all of the accessories that he comes with. So first up, he comes with a set of open hands. Up next, he comes with a set of pointing hands. Up next, he comes with accessory holding hands. Up next, he comes with a slice of pizza. And as far as I can tell, this is the same exact pizza that we got with Leonardo. Up next, we get the smoke bomb, and just like with the pizza, I'm pretty sure this is the same exact sculpt and paint to it. All of the turtles come with the same slice of pizza and smoke bomb. Up next, he comes with his turtle comm, which I forgot, it's also reused with all of the turtles in this wave. Up next, he comes with this tracking device, and I love the sculpt and paint to this. It looks like it's made out of a handheld video game, some beaters, and I like how they sculpted and painted the duct tape on the bottom there. That looks really good. Up next, he comes with his bow staff, and this actually has some really nice sculpt and paint detail to it. I love the sculpted on wood grain, as well as the chips missing out of the wood right there, as well as the sculpt to the wrapping on the handle right here. It's textured very slightly, and each of the wrappings here have an outline of black painted on there, and that looks really good. He has a holder for his staff on his back right here, and this is made out of such a squishy rubber, it's not funny. It actually has a peg that you're supposed to port to the strap right here and into his shell, and it was so hard to get in there, because it just kept squishing. It's such a soft material that it was really hard to get in there. So I ended up, once I actually got it in, gluing it in there. To get his staff through this, you do have to remove the top half and run it up to the bottom right here, and then it goes through. So then you just peg this back into the top right there, and that's actually a pretty secure fit. For being so squishy, I was really scared that it would just drop out of there. But yeah, once you get that in there, it's actually a pretty secure fit. He comes with an interchangeable end for his staff right here, and I think that's really awesome. Now, I did sand the peg down here very slightly, because I've seen some people that already got this figure, it breaking off when you're trying to switch it. So I'd rather shave it down a little bit and be safe. Better to be safe than sorry. So you peg this end in, and then he has the bladed end. And that looks really awesome. I think I might actually leave him displayed like this. I just love the way that looks. The blade is done in two different colors of gray, a lighter here on the edge and darker right here, and has a dry brushing of silver over top of it. It looks like it also has some slight texturing to it. It looks like that dry brushing brings that texturing out very nicely. So yeah, I really love that. That looks very awesome. Up next, he comes with these goggles. And to put these on, you have to slide the mask tie up like this, and then lower this on his face like that, and that stays on there really well. I love the way that looks. That's another really fun accessory. Up next, he comes with an alternate, more serious head sculpt. This has the whited out eyes, which I'm fine with on this figure because at least we do get a regular standard head sculpt for Donatello. But yeah, this is a pretty cool head sculpt. And finally, he comes with what is probably my favorite accessory from this figure, Dr. Cluckingsworth MD. You can see the big brain that Dr. Cluckingsworth has. Kind of reminds me of the Metaluna mutant. I wonder if that was intentional. You get some nice variation on the brain right here. It's done in pink with a wash of purple, and the veins are painted in blue. And then you get a nice wash to its feathers as well, like a black wash. So yeah, this is actually a pretty detailed accessory, and I love it. It is really cool that Neca included this. So now, let's go ahead and take a look at Donatello's regular head sculpt. So taking a look at this head sculpt, I absolutely love this. Neca did a very awesome job on this. I love the expression he has on his face. I think this head sculpt honestly has a lot of personality to it. I just love the way it looks. Neca did a really good job on that. Just like with Leonardo, he also has the specks on his skin painted on, and that looks really good. You know, it gives that really bright green some nice variation to it. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but my Donatello on his left shoulder has this really weird texturing. It's like this rigid circle texture. I don't think that's meant to be on there. I'm wondering if maybe that's where he was cut from the mold. It honestly doesn't take anything away from this figure. I'm just pretty sure that that's not meant to be there. I absolutely love all of the sculpted details and the texturing on the belt right here. It almost looks like real leather. I think that's a pretty convincing sculpt. And then you get the black wash over top of that, and that looks very awesome. You get the scratches on his shell. Those are just painted on, but I think that still looks really good. The back of his shell is very detailed. I love the textures you get, and just like with Leonardo, he has that lighter green printed on the edges of the pattern of his shell. That looks really good. Now mine has this like weird melted place in his shell. It's a lighter color and you can feel it. It's a different texture than the rest of his shell right here. Not sure what happened there, but yeah, that's definitely not meant to be there. You get that continued really awesome texturing right there. When I was showing off the holder for his staff right here, I forgot to mention it has a nice black wash to it. The elbow pads are sculpted really nicely. They're very glossy though. I wish that would have been done in more of a matte finish. I also didn't notice till I got this figure that his wrappings on his wrists were actually green and brown. I thought they were all brown for some reason. I really thought this was just a really dark brown color. But nope, it's actually green and brown. He has the wrappings to his fingers sculpted on really nicely right there. Honestly, I haven't had as many issues with Leonardo as I have with Donatello. He pretty much moved just fine straight out of the package. He has a lot more articulation. The joints don't feel as stiff. The only thing that I had to shave down on this figure was the head peg, the ball peg right there, and then the end of the bow staffs. Which, as I said, I didn't have a problem with that, but I did see a lot of people's breaking. So I would have rather just done that and, prevented it from breaking, because that would be a tricky fix in the future. He has some more of that very awesome sculpted texturing to the knee pads there, and all of those scratches are actually sculpted and painted on. You get some more of those specks on his skin painted on. And the texturing on the wrappings on his feet look really nice. It's done in dark and light brown. You don't get any sort of wash to the light brown here, but it's still sculpted really well. And they even sculpted that on the bottoms of his feet too. One thing that I forgot to mention is the elbow and knee joints are cast in a different color than the rest of the figure, so they did paint those joints. And the more you post the figure, the more that's going to chip away, which I think just about every NECA figure I have actually does that. The right side hasn't chipped away as much as the left side right here. And you can see a little bit starting to chip away on the left arm, and more has chipped away on the right side. It's really tough to tell, but you can see some of the base color that's darker showing through right there. So now, let's go ahead and go over his articulation, which, as I said, I think he has the best articulation so far. None of his joints feel fragile like they're going to break or anything like that. So he has a ball-jointed head that can look up all the way. He can look down all the way. He can move his head side to side and around very nicely, and the mask tie swivels. It doesn't want to move to the left as much. If you move it around clockwise, it moves just fine. He has shoulders that can move all the way out. As you can see, I don't have to support the joint right here. His biceps don't feel like they're going to break like on Leonardo. He has a swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbows that can bend all the way in, wrists that can move up and down and spin all the way around. He has a ball jointed diaphragm that can move back just a little bit. He can actually crunch forward a decent amount. You can actually see there's some give in his shell where he can crunch forward. He can move side to side and around very nicely. He has ball jointed hips that can move out that far. He can't quite do a split, but he can definitely kick forward all the way, unlike Leonardo. His shell has enough give in it that he can actually kick forward and it looked realistic. Leonardo's was more out like that. He can kick back all the way. He has a very nice thigh swivel, double jointed knees that can only move back that far, ankles that can move down very slightly, up all the way, and a nice ankle rocker. Straight out of the package, these moved. I didn't actually have to heat that up on him, so I am very happy about that. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up here he is next to Leonardo, and honestly seeing these figures side by side, it's like a night and day difference. You know, Donatello does not have really any of the issues that I had with Leonardo, and I'm not sure why the QC is so drastically different on him than on Leonardo. Here he is next to the Mirage Comics version of himself. Here he is next to the 1987 cartoon version of himself. And finally, here he is next to the 1990 live-action version of himself. So overall, I would highly recommend picking this one up. As I said, the quality difference on this figure from Leonardo is night and day. He honestly moves great out of the package. He has great articulation, great sculpt, the joints don't feel brittle. He comes with a bunch of accessories, and I love the head sculpt on this one, which I was very vocal about not liking the head sculpt on Leonardo. So yeah, so far, Donatello is my favorite figure out of all the ones I have. So far I have all 4 of the Turtles and Shredder. Can't remember if I said that in my previous video or not. But yeah, Donatello is definitely my favorite out of the bunch so far. He has had the least amount of issues, and honestly, he moved just fine straight out of the package. So yeah, Donatello is my favorite out of these figures so far. Him and Michelangelo, which I will probably be reviewing Michelangelo tomorrow. He's another really good figure from this wave. So, that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.